Hi friends, welcome to the Garden of Moringa. The Moringa have had an interesting time this year. They love the heat. We had a lot of heat, and generally we have maybe 3 or 4 different places where we grow Moringa, and these are in pots and pods. So these right here have made the most flowers. They're pretty spindly little trees. They really don't have a lot of leaves on them, which is, they've been more bushy and filled with leaves in the past. It's been a hard summer. So these are seed pods, and this is how they get, right? This is like the ultimate. But then when they're little, they're like little snakes. Let's see, where's more of them? There are more. There's some over here. Here, little snake. And these are tasty. So we'll put these in our dinner tonight. Because, oh look, there's a little bee. Where are you? Kind of a cold little bee. So it's going to be cold. Well, for here. It was 100 degrees for 140 days or something. And so now, all of a sudden, it's plummeting down to near freezing. And so these babies don't like cold. So it is time to harvest the leaves so that we can grind them up and make them into powder and save the seeds. So here at sunset we're going to cut these 2 down. Now you might see in the middle is a much bigger stalk from a previous year, but this year they've been pretty thin. But we want to do that to make more room and give more light and such too. So these are sweet potatoes. There's the end of some black-eyed peas. There's some volunteer chard that will have more of what they need. Down at the end is an elderberry bush tree that's actually doing quite well, and some basil back there. Okay, so now Jacob is going to chop this baby down with love and respect. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. There goes one little one. Hello. So then what we're going to do is we're going to pull off each of these, pop them off, and then dry them. Oh, look at that. Here it comes. Thank you. Okay. Whoop. Sorry about that. Okay. Another. That's a pretty handy tool you got there, Jacob. Okay, and one more. All those leaves are precious, precious, precious leaves of life. So much nutrients. There we go. The last one, glistening in the sunset light. Okay. So my favorite way to eat the powder is once it's all ground up, it's a beautiful green, then I love to eat it in soup. And it is important to not cook it to death. So we will put it in at the end so that it's just lightly cooked, not boiled away. It's so nutritious, and it's actually quite tasty. Okay, so at this point, once you have your peeled off fronds from the stems, and I will say that the stalks or the stems of the trees, once they get this, this big or this big, they make great staffs and such. Okay, so then these screens are really simple, right? Because it's screen with a frame. Jacob made these. And I will end up putting putting all this in the house. That's where it'll be warmer in there. But for this, I want to show you. Okay, so then this would just fill up the entire screen, right? So I am leaving them on the little stems. It's easier until they dry. And then once they dry, I'll show you. Once they dry, then you can just go and peel, right? Peel off the leaves. And then at that point, I put the peeled off leaves in Trader Joe's bags. Are really great for processing herbs and plants because they're paper and so they breathe, and they give them away free, and they have handles. They're quite lovely. Okay, so that's the process, and then they dry, and they crumble. You can crumble them up, and then to the degree that you want it, how fine you want it, then this is Moringa powder. And you could put it in a blender, you could put it in a food processor. That's what Jacob did. And then this is what is very easily put in soup, put in smoothies, put in a lot of different foods, as well as you can just put the straight leaves, right? So peel them off. You have the leaves, even fresh like this, can go on as a green right when your soup is done, or even your stir fry or something, and they end up quite delicate. Or you could dry them and put them in. The other option is to use the powder. Also, people make capsules to ingest from this. So this is it. Lots of beauty and wonderfulness about Moringa.